With Christmas coming up, there is another holiday that is looked over by the media: Hanukkah. As I don't have a whole lot of time before Christmas, I only have 2 weeks, I wanted to tap into a little bit of the Jewish folklore instead of Christian folklore. So, here is the Golem. I'll give some brief description about the Golem before I tell the tale that is the Golem of Prague. The Golem was usually made from clay or earth and could be brought to life through a couple of differing ways. The most known way was to move and dance around the Golem while saying letters from the Jewish alphabet and saying the secret name of God to it, as you would be naming it and giving it life. It's all in the Book of Creation, I swear. To kill it, simply do the ritual in reverse. However, there is a much easier version, which The Simpsons did. Basically, you write down a name on a piece of paper and stick it in the Golem somewhere. If it is removed, the Golem is basically dead. It's said that there are two types of tales about the Golem, one about him being a defender, another being about how the Golem could potentially cause problems. But there's only one famous tale I could find until Google Images gave me stuff about a movie, apparently. So let's unintentionally dig into the Golem of Prague. There will be links in the description as to where I got my info from, as well as a PDF to the story, so you could read it if you want. It's only about 3 pages/6 pages long. The year is 1572, in Prague, of course. Christians and Jews don't get along and would sometimes accuse Jews of crimes by using something known as a blood accusation. Basically, they take the blood from the corpse and spread it in the Jewish ghetto. Think more like the World War II ghettos that the Jews were put in as well. And for some stupid reason, all Jews would stand trial if one Jew was a suspect of a crime. So, Rabbi Yehuda Loew, or the Maharal, spoke with the king, King Rudolph II. Nobody knows what was said at this meeting, so the story just skips to after their meeting. Because of the meeting, King Rudolph II decrees that all Jews no longer have to stand trial for the crimes of one. But not everyone was in favor of this, especially not the evil Christian priest Thaddeus, who was also a sorcerer for some reason. It honestly doesn't play into the tale at all, though. He's just a sorcerer in his off time. Thaddeus decides that he should carry out this very small war against the Jews in the ghetto, so he does absolutely nothing, while the Maharal creates the Golem with some of his close companions. It is named Joseph, and he orders it to defend the Jews from an enemy of Israel for as long as it lives. Since this is a very non-specific order, he later gives it a much better order: to go around the ghetto at night, look through the belongings of anybody coming in or out, and apprehend anybody who may want to do wrong against the community. Of course, keeping a giant creature made of clay secret is pretty hard to do, so he has it stay in his home and tells his wife that the Golem is a mute and he felt bad for him, so he let him stay inside their home and will give him a job at the House of Judgment, the same place where the Maharal works. As for the Order, they disguise him in Christian clothes and give him rope for when he apprehends someone. But during all of this, we learn of a Christian slaughterhouse worker who wants to frame a Jew because the Jew dared to ask about money that the Christian owed him. It's only 5,000 crowns. So when the Christian's child dies, he digs up the grave, takes the body, and hides it in the body of a pig that he was delivering through the ghetto already. His plan was to frame a Mordechai Meisel for using Christian blood when baking matzos, but the Golem stops in and apprehends him. When he is found by the guard, he describes the Golem as looking more like a devil than a man. Nobody knows what to take from this except for Thaddeus, who knows about the Golem somehow. With this information, he does nothing but claim that the Maharal is a sorcerer to discredit him. Man, who would have thought that this story would have parallels to the current year? Anyways, King Rudolph is upset and isn't a pansy, so he decrees that it is forbidden for anybody to raise a blood accusation against a Jew or group of Jews, and that the courts cannot honor such accusations either. So, with this in mind, one uneventful year passes, and the Maharal decides that the Golem is no longer needed at this time. I guess 1573 was that boring of a year. So, he and those who helped bring the Golem into life perform their ritual backwards and have the Golem sleep at the top of their synagogue. They never speak of the Golem to anybody, and the Maharal later states that no Jew is allowed to go into the attic of the synagogue. So the Golem is in the attic, waiting for either the Messiah to come or to defend Israel when a great enemy arises. And that was the Golem. a tale of a group of people creating a defender for their community and letting him rest after his initial mission was complete, even though he only worked for 1 year. It's a tale that I feel could be adapted into a movie, but would need to change some things, obviously, and they probably won't even make it into a movie. Again, I mainly did this as a Hanukkah is approaching, and there isn't enough attention to the Jewish practices, history, or tradition in December. So I hope you enjoyed this tale and are prepared for the Haunting Hour review of the episode The Golem, done by my brother Catastrophe. Bye bye!